What's for lunch? TBBLC.
Stay in your seat.
What's for lunch today? Sausage. Brown bag, brown bag.
The Brown Bag Lunch Crew. Good evening, folks. Coming at you on a Monday evening here down in Destin, Florida. I'm Curtis Quinn here with my co-host Drew Luster up in Gloucester, Massachusetts. Drew, how are you this evening?
You know what? Could be better, could be worse. It's a short week thanks to the 4th of July. Got the 3rd off on a Friday, so today's technically Tuesday. Weather wasn't great for us, I'll be honest. It's like Florida weather right now. Just not an ounce of oxygen in the air to breathe. You walk outside, you're dripping sweat. Humid, foggy, misty, just absolute garbage weather. But it's a short week, and we're here, and we're going to pod you guys to death. So happy to be here, and we're going to roll right along here.
The roommate had a great analogy when walking out today, because it's probably 95% humidity here as well. And she said it's like somebody just greets you at the door and puts a warm blanket over your entire body, and it's still 90 degrees out.
Yeah, I mean that's what it seems like. Yeah, that's about right. For you at least.
Yeah, and then 4th of July being a Friday, Saturday this year, or 3rd, 4th.
Yeah.
That's a big miss for us this year, because that's one of my favorite days of the year, along with Club Championship weekend. So big miss there. But let's move on here, and it's Love of the Week time.
Yeah, you're right. We're going to spread some love.
We're going to spread some love. We aired the grievances last week. We got some good fan submissions. I won't forget about them this week. But, Drew, let's start off with your Love of the Week.
Yeah, mine's very basic. I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate. It's just simply the feeling when you're walking out to your car after getting a new haircut, a fresh cut. It's like almost like a rebirth, at least for me. You feel so much better in so many ways. You feel like a more attractive human being. You feel more hygienic. At least that's how I feel. So my Love of the Week, that moment, right after your fresh cut, you're looking fly, you're all trimmed up for the summer, and I don't think there's a better feeling at all.
No, and you got to be doing the, like, rubbing the back of the head or rubbing the sides where it's a little short if you're getting a fade, because that's by far the best part of the haircut experience.
I'll do it for 48 hours maybe, straight. Just rub the back of my head, because there's no hair there. I usually go with the skin fade, so it kind of fades into hair. So it's just an unreal feeling.
Yeah, and then what about, the shampoos or the gels they use there? There's something about those products that hit different, as we like to say, because it seems like even though you could go out and buy these, whether it's on Amazon or at the grocery store,
yeah,
I never get the same like smell or the same style in the hair that the hairdressers or stylists or barbers use.
Yeah, no, I would agree completely. First off, I go to Jake Emerson, shout out Barberson. There's another free ad for everybody. He doesn't do like the shampoo or anything. Like I used to go to the salon and they shampoo you and they're massaging your scalp. What Barberson does is, Kurt, let me tell you something. I feel like I am at a spa. Hot towel on my face, massage in the face. He's got the straight edge razor. He's taking care of me. Then he goes cool right afterwards and it like wakes you up. And then he puts a little bit of like, it's like scotch, like whiskey aftershave, and it just gives you a couple slaps in the face. You go from like hot, cool, stinging, he's shaping you up. It's just, oh my God. And then you leave and you're just like, you feel like you just got off a roller coaster. You're all like, disoriented from all the different sensations.
Yeah.
But what an experience. Just getting up, just getting pampered for a half hour to 45 minutes. That's probably part of it, the experience, during. But yeah, my Love of the Week is just right after you get a new haircut, you just feel fly as hell and there's nothing like it.
Agreed. That one's a good one for sure. My Love of the Week, I'm going to go with one of my all-time favorites. If you know me, you know I love Outback, but there's one thing about Outback I love other than the fact they have the best steaks around, and it is what I like to call the chocolate bread. It doesn't taste like chocolate. It's just the brown bread. I like to call it chocolate bread. Comes out steaming hot. You cut it in half. You dice it up however many times you have to for the amount of people at the table. And then you spread that butter on there. And let me tell you, EJ, it's very spreadable. They give you that creamy butter in the little cup that it comes with, and it's unlimited chocolate bread. I could probably eat, I'd say 5 of those loaves, like those small loaves, before a meal and still get through my meal.
I mean, there's no other way to put it. That's severe overreaction, number one. Number two, I don't know why you're calling it, or you always really have called it, chocolate bread. It's literally just the color of chocolate. Is that what you're relating to?
That's correct. That's why I call it chocolate bread.
They have a similar bread at the Cheesecake Factory. I honest to God don't understand the hype behind it. Like, if you really want to talk breads, we can talk breads for 2.5 hours, and we're gonna have the same argument that we've had for years and years offline. It's that the Texas Roadhouse warm buttered rolls with the cinnamon butter. And if you want to talk about melted butter, oh my God, you could eat that. You know what I could do? Here's a hot take. I mentioned last week chocolate soft serve ice cream. Yeah. I would go as far as to say I would replace the chocolate soft serve ice cream with that warm cinnamon butter in a wafer cone and probably enjoy it just as much.
That's repulsive. I mean, you're talking about eating butter out of a wafer cone.
Yeah, I might be.
That's insane.
But it's not just a stick of butter. It's the warm cinnamon butter from Texas Roadhouse.
Yes, but to digress here, it's my love of the week. It's not your love of the week.
No, I'm not going to come here and capture it. And I'll let you have your moment.
Okay.
So apologies.
That's my love of the week. So without further ado, let's get into the fan submissions this week. There were some good ones. We do have to advise everyone that Billy Foz is on a 2-week probation period. He will be reinstated once there is a committee review. He was supposed to be our guest tonight, bailed out last second, and just a second ago, Drew got a Snapchat. He said 9 o'clock was too late. Well, he was just sitting down to eat dinner, it looked like. So Billy, don't give me
man.
I got work in the morning. You know, you can't take 5 to 10 minutes here to come on like you said you would. But 2 weeks, we will get no dad joke or fan submissions from him. Maybe after that period, we'll read off some of his highlights. But without further ado, Drew, your fan submissions.
Yeah, so we had a handful. I do want to just preface my fan submissions by saying this. We got probably 6 to 8 different fan submissions on Twitter and Instagram that were just Cam Newton, which we totally were cool with. We're gonna get there though, so hold that thought, everybody who had Cam Newton. We'll get to that next segment, but thank you for submitting. My other fan submission is my former/ex roommate Dave Anderson. He said he just literally put Dave, which I'm insinuating, or Curtis, we both kind of insinuated that he's just talking about himself, which is an interesting submission, not something we've seen. So we figured, based on the creativity and, the fact that it is love of the week, we'll give him a little shout out. So Dave, thanks for submitting you as love of the week.
Weak effort, but thank you. We'll say it.
I digress. Go ahead.
Yep, so mine are going to be from Santo Parisi. This one comes from my commish in the fantasy football realm of the world. He said, a simply one, that's got to be a typo, but pumping your gas and landing on the even dollar. That's a good one because if you're at the gas station and you haven't done this, I feel like you're not even part of, human society at this point. Because
100%.
I've had this conversation with the roommates before too, and it's if you get into like the 30s through 60s or 30s through 70s cents, you're probably not rounding up to the dollar, are you? I'm going like 30. I'll probably pump it up to the 50-cent margin, and then like once you're over that, you're kind of getting to the dollar. But I like to think of it as like 25-cent increments is what I do.
No, I'm only going for the dollar. I go for gold. I don't think about it in any other way than just hitting right on that dollar amount. When I do, to be honest with you, there'll be times where I'm just like, I need gas. I'll put like 10, 15 bucks in, and I'll just kind of blindly put it in, be on my way.
Yep.
But if I have a second, I'm 1,000% going to try to hit on the dollar.
What if it fills up? Like, what if it overflows? What if you're at, like,
It doesn't.
blank #03? You're going up to that next dollar?
If I'm filling up my tank, I'm filling up my tank. Like I don't know what you're asking me necessarily.
Like, what if that
Like, give me an
extra
example.
97 cents caused, like, an overflow? So when you pulled it out, like, there's a little gas spilling everywhere. That's what
never
I
happened.
think of. That's what I think of if I'm, like, just over. I'm like, ooh, I'll just round up to the next 25.
No, that's never happened to me. I don't even think about that.
It's
to be
never
honest with
happened to me, but I think about it. I don't
you.
even know if it's scientifically, like, plausible.
Possible. I don't know if it is, but
Because the pumps, the pump's stopping for a reason because it's full.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
But
I don't think.
So then if you think about it, you're then forcing more gas in after that because you're pulling it after it shuts off, right?
Oh no! I'm not pulling it after it shuts off. No. If it's the end of, if I'm filling up my tank completely,
Yeah.
when it stops and clicks, I'm
Yeah.
not pressing it again.
Oh,
no,
this
no,
is
no.
what, this is what Santo's talking about. He's talking about rounding up to, if you're at, 85 cents, which I'm all for, but it's got to be relatively close to the round
Oh, you
number.
mean if it auto caps, if you fill up your tank, he's saying oh, no. See, that's where we were not on the same page. That's all.
That's
I
wild that you were off on in another world. So you're just
different.
done. It doesn't matter what the cents are. You're just
No,
stopping.
as soon as it uncaps. But I rarely am filling up my entire tank, so I'll just do like $20 or $30 just flat, or try to hit it as close as I can.
Okay.
The key is, I'm just gonna let people in on a key. Typically, you start to release the finger pressure at like 95. That's when you start to like let up, and then usually
Quick spurts.
Say that again.
Quick spurts after that. Like if you miss it by a few short.
Oh, I'm never quick spurting it. If I miss
Just
it,
a little pull.
No,
Oh,
never
wow.
done it.
Jeez.
Never.
You're like the most mundane gas pourer of all time.
Yeah, I mean, some would say that. Yeah, I just pump my gas and I go on my way.
Wow. I mean, I didn't see us going on a tangent there about some gas pouring. Thanks, Santo, for that one. The last one I do have, it's going to be from Aaron Coots down at Shoe Roll Pios. Not sure if you've used this yet, but the first chip at a Mexican restaurant has to be the best. I myself am not a huge nachos guy, but I will dabble in the chips and salsa, and I have to agree with this take.
Yeah, I don't think it necessarily has to be nachos. I'm just thinking like machaca, if it's like salsa,
Yeah.
queso, guac, nachos, whatever it is. It usually, for me, it's like you get that first chip and then you just take that first sip of your marg and you just feel it course through your veins and you just feel like the Hulk, like breaking through your clothes, about to just clobber people. You ever feel that way?
No, but I think with those chips, I'm always thinking about the refill because they go quick. If you got a big table,
Yeah.
if you got 5 or 6 of you there, those things are gone within the first 5 minutes. They need a refill immediately.
They gotta have them ready. Yeah, machaca's good at that, and they keep their chips in like a warm little, not an oven. It's like a fridge, but it keeps things warm. I don't know what you would call that.
Okay.
What do you call it?
I don't know
Help me
because
out, help me out
it's
here.
not a cooler.
It's a fridge, but opposite. But it does the opposite.
It's
It
a
looks like
cooler
fridge.
but opposite. Yeah.
Yeah. So they keep them in there. So they'll just boom, boom, boom. They're shifting and they're shoving, and you literally touch them and they're like warm to touch. Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yeah. That's a pretty simple one. Thanks for that one, Aaron. I think everybody's going to have a consensus on that. Next up, we got our very good friend, best car salesman that retired in Gloucester, Massachusetts, now working on up in Boston, Josh Wilson. Let's get into it.
Alrighty, folks, we are back with our special guest, as Curtis insinuated, Joshua Wilson of Old Ford Road in Gloucester, Mass. I won't release the house number because of privacy purposes. He is a business development manager at BioPoint, which I believe is in Waltham, Joshua.
Wakefield.
Wakefield. I was
Close. Right.
Up,
W.
We want to start off. Tell us a little bit about what you do, what you've been up to, what your job consists of. Give us a high-level rundown of your job and how you're keeping busy during quarantine, things like that.
Sure. Long story short, I sell people. Work with pharmaceutical companies,
Not in the-
biotech companies.
Not in the human trafficking realm, ladies
I'm
and
not sure
gentlemen.
that's how you wanted to start based on the environment that we're in currently, Josh, but
I almost
get
spat my water out.
Right. Kurt covered that, not the human trafficking aspect. We provide consultants, contractors to the big pharma companies, small pharma companies. Essentially, we save lives, help people save lives in a very minuscule way. That's what gets me out of bed in the morning, knowing that I save 0.01% of someone's life every time I go to work.
So basically, you're providing those companies, pharma companies, with contractors type of deal? Is that what you're saying?
Correct. The physicians, scientists that determine the safety, efficacy of the pills that we pop.
Gotcha. That clears it up a lot. I'm glad we got to that aspect of it.
as am I.
Now, Josh, let's hear your best and worst of the job. We got a little snapshot of the best there, but if you got anything else specifically, and then we always like to hear, some downfalls when it comes to the office work, working outside, whatever it is you do. So let's hear it.
I mean, so the worst part for me is I'm mostly at a desk all day. So that plus quarantine, I put on 50 pounds. I think I'm barely squeezing into this Tom Brady jersey. Shout out Bucks. We'll get to that later. But worst aspect is I'm sitting the majority of the day, and I'd like to be a little more active. Last couple of jobs, Sudbay, shout out Sudbay, Gloucester, great local business, shop local. I was moving around out of my desk. So I would say the worst part of this job is bound to my desk. Back to the pros, while I'm in the office, there's always a football being tossed around. We're playing basketball. Very young culture, very good culture. I would say that's probably the biggest pro.
Yeah, I've heard of the events you guys have. It sounds like real good morale at BioPoint, and
Yep.
The pay doesn't sound too bad either. We'll keep that under wraps as well.
We're all staying above water.
Yep. And to go along with that, for the worst part, you get blue light glasses yet? Because they're a life changer.
So I was going to put them on, but I left them in the office today. So we're on a rotating schedule. We're 1 week in the office, 1 week from home.
Okay, yeah, that's a classic. You forget them a lot. I used to leave them in the office, and then I'm like, I want them at home, whether it's playing a little Fortnite with the boys, or if it's just logging onto the laptop at night.
Right.
With that, let's get on to what we really came here for and brought you on. We had some breaking news as of yesterday, was it?
Yep.
Yesterday evening.
Last night.
Cam Newton signing with the Patriots, a 1-year deal. I just want to get your thoughts on it overall here, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty details.
So I've had some time to sleep on this. Last night when the news broke, I thought it was fake. I'm laying on the couch next to Miss Katie, and she goes, Cam Newton's a Patriot. And I said, that's not real. That's fake news. I've been reading this for 3 months now. It's not true. And then Scheffner came out. I was flabbergasted. I actually took to Instagram, confirmed the news, Rappaport, Scheffner. I sent Cam Newton a message. I sent him a little GIF. GIF. His fumble in Super Bowl 50. Let's not forget, he had every chance to fall on that ball, scoop it up. But what did he do? Nothing. Looked at the ball, backed up, recovered by the Broncos. Might have been Von Miller. I don't remember exactly. That shit doesn't happen in New England. Brady would have died for that ball. Jarrett Stidham died. Garoppolo died. Brissett died. Hoyer died. Newton? No, nothing. So that shit's not going to fly here. I'll be surprised if he starts week 1. He might get cut training camp. What are we paying him? Just under $1 million. I think $7 million incentives is what he can earn total. I don't know. Knee-jerk reaction. I thought it sucked. Go ahead, Kurt.
All right, Drew. Let's hear your spin on this, and then I'll give you mine.
Yeah, so I think the one thing that a lot of people go to, Josh, is that horrible video of him sort of wanting to go for the ball almost, and he almost does like a double take and then like you said, steps away, which is just a terrible look. And for me, I think it's you really didn't have a competition. Can we all agree? Prior to last night, it was Stidham's job to lose. I think at this point, for a young quarterback who's taken I'm taking the under on 12 NFL snaps in his career. I think it's good to have a little bit of competition. And that's not for. Go ahead, Joshua.
That's a fair statement, but we talk about a fresh start, and Patriots fresh start, no Brady, no Gronk. I feel like it's not a fresh start bringing Cam Newton in. I was excited for Sid the Kid, but we'll see how it plays out.
I think Cam is, as of today, as we're talking about it, I might get berated for this. I think he's a better athlete and a better quarterback than Jarrett Stidham based on the body of work and based on what we've seen historically. People say that he's healthy. Obviously, he's struggled with injuries. People say that he's healthy. He looks motivated. And let's just get down to basics. He, like you said, Josh, it's a $1 million base salary. He's playing for his career. He's playing for every penny that he's going to get this year. He's pissed off. I think he comes out, wins the job week 1. And I think he plays the whole year, and I think they make the playoffs. I honest to God, didn't think that they make the playoffs with Jarrett Stidham coming in, week 1. I think maybe Bill and McDaniels and the gang think that he needs a couple weeks or the season. I don't know. But, the fact that nobody scooped him up, people are already bitching and moaning about, the Patriots scooped him up. Well, it's practically July. You handed him to us on a silver platter, so...
Right.
I'm excited nonetheless. Curtis, what do you got for us?
Drew, I like where you went with that at the end, saying you think he's going to be the starter for the year, because I do as well. I just don't think Stidham's ready. He has, like you said, no body of work to back it up, and Cam was an MVP just 5 years ago in the NFL and led his team to the Super Bowl and almost an undefeated season, which a lot of people forget about because his last couple years have been a little lackluster, and as you said, with injuries. Have you seen the workout videos? Because he looks like an absolute beast, which is... He
looks chiseled.
Like, talk about something we have not had in, like, a mobile / kind of beefed up quarterback in a while.
Yeah.
Like, Brady wasn't easy to take down, but he certainly wasn't a Big Ben or... one of those bigger guys, who's going to break out of the sacks and stuff based off of something other than his footwork. But I'm excited for that. I think it does give them a better chance at the playoffs. I do not think they will make the playoffs still based on their offensive pieces, unless there's a drastic improvement from last year from the young guys. That's what it's going to come down to. If I had to say right now, do they make the playoffs? I'd probably say no.
Can I release one more hot take really quick?
Go ahead.
Please.
I want to hear what Josh says about this. I truly believe, I swear to God, I'm not trying to do this just to piss everybody off and jump the boat. I think, I'm almost having trouble saying it. I think Cam Newton is harder to defend in our offense than Tom Brady is after what I saw last year. I think it's harder to plan for. I think it's harder to scheme for. What happened last year, guys? Josh, take your hands out of your mouth. Sony Michel in the game, run. James White in the game, pass. That's all it was. Having another athlete on the field who can make a play and who you have to account for makes a difference. Regardless of if you played 4 games in 2 seasons, I don't care. Having that as a threat, I think makes a difference.
Go ahead, Josh. I want to hear yours on this.
All right. There's a lot to unpack, right? I'm going to start with the Pats. Will make the playoffs. They're going to win the division. They might go up 1 game with the Bills. I don't care if Hoyer's the quarterback. I don't care if Stidham's the quarterback. I don't care if Cam Newton's the quarterback. Pats win the division. You heard it here first. Secondly, we talked about the workout videos. Cam Newton's looking jacked, right? Little buff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, that's what we said, yes.
If you put a sticky note in the middle of his back, you think the guy can grab it? He's too big. It comes with jack tightness. I want you to put this word across the screen as I say it. Pliability. Has he ever heard of pliability?
Hey, Josh, he might go check out the old TB12 facility at Gillette.
I want that thing shut down, but we'll save that for another time.
Shut it down. Where did John happen? Shut it the fuck down.
Name one successful Jags quarterback.
Man.
Yeah, and I know you said Big Ben, but he doesn't count.
No, he's more of a a
Bowl of oatmeal.
flabby
Yeah.
type. Yeah.
That guy's thicker than a milkshake. I mean,
How about you said name one successful Jack quarterback?
Yes.
yeah.
Cam Newton.
Awesome. Successful. He's won one MVP and lost a Super Bowl. That's successful to you?
He was a league
15-1.
NFL MVP and went to a Super Bowl. So yes, that is success to me.
No.
And has started and has
How many
probably been the
rings?
best player on his team for the last 10 years. So yeah.
Okay, that's not saying much. Who's the second best in the Panthers for the last... How long has he been in the league? 2000... When was he
11.
drafted?
2011. He's
11?
been in the
Probably
league
about-
since. Yep.
8 to 10 years.
Christian McCaffrey on the offensive side of the ball.
That's
it.
interesting. Like, to move on from Carolina and to lose that piece is going to be interesting to see how it plays out for him. Because talk about relying on a guy, Drew. He's
Oh my
the
God.
most
Oh my
prolific
God.
player in the NFL. Like how
Yeah.
the fact he hasn't won an MVP is insane. He's gotten snubbed the past few years because they love to give it to quarterbacks, and Lamar had a great year last year. But if you look at McCaffrey's stats over the past 3 years, you're flabbergasted.
Absolute workhorse.
Now, one more thing before we let you go, Josh. I don't want it to let it slip by that the Patriots yesterday got docked a draft pick and fined again for the Bengals videotaping.
They
on the
videoed
sideline.
what was it, Browns Bengals game,
Yes.
and they claimed it was for a, some sort of
Entertainment, yeah.
for entertainment value rather than
Correct.
anything else.
And now it's quite simply convenient that Cam was signed on the same day to try and,
I was
It was.
just going to say that.
flush it out.
Hey, 16 minutes, Curtis, before the news broke
But
of the fine.
yeah,
Is
Drew,
when the Cam news broke. Do you
don't-
think that's a coincidence?
don't think
'Cause I
they're
don't.
going to sneak it past the Patriot fans who are paying attention, and I'd like to think of all three of us like that. I want to hear your takes on that Bengals videotaping, because I have a take that I think a lot of Pats fans do. They're just afraid to say it.
Would you like me to start?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll 100% say it. I'm sick of the stories. I'm sick of being mocked as cheaters and all this. Do I think that the NFL is out to get the Patriots? I can't say that I don't, but do I think that there's definitely things that teams do to avoid getting called out or getting docked picks or being fined? Yes. I don't know why we have to constantly, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know why we have to constantly ride just over the line year over year to a point where like people are questioning, is this ethical? Were they doing this for the right reasons? Why are we filming that to begin with? Like I genuinely want to know why the Patriots felt like it was
Necessary to film
necessary
the
to
1-2 win Bengals.
to put a camera crew facing the sidelines of the Bengals against the Browns. I don't see how that's
I'll tell you
that
why.
does. I just don't get it. I don't think it's necessary every year for us to be riding that line and for things to be popping up. I get the NFL's up for the Patriots. Well, stop doing dumb shit like that. Like, there's no need that you need to do that, period. It's frustrating. It's aggravating. I'm honestly sick of it, and I just want an explanation. Rightfully so. I mean,
Fair enough.
I'll give you.
Go ahead, Joe.
I'll give you everything you're looking for. In the words of Mr. Enos, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Without cheating, I wouldn't have made it through high school. Without cheating, I wouldn't have made it through college. That's it. It's that simple. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Belichick pushes the line. Yeah, does he cross it? He may tiptoe it. It is what it is. What has it gotten him? 6 rings. Would you rather be the Browns and walk a straight line and have nothing to show for? Or a couple stories in the news pop up here and there and have 6 Super Bowls?
But Josh, why were they filming the Browns and Bengals game? Last year we were there in the flesh with me, sitting right next to me when I knocked your patty on the ground at Gillette, and they lost the wild card game. So I don't know what that did. I want to see cause and effect. I don't see how that helped them. I don't see what they were doing. I just don't get it. Curtis, go ahead.
I will say, if you think that's the only game they filmed, you're insane. That was just them getting caught doing it.
That's just when they got caught, yeah.
Which, to me, it's going to degrade Belichick's legacy. Like, you can say, oh, he doesn't know what's going on. Maybe it's just like Kraft doing this, or it's not the staff just
he
randomly
knows
going out.
everything that's going on.
Exactly.
Curtis.
He knows everything that's going on. And to address Josh's quote there, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, that's what losers say. That's what every loser in the world has said to try and distinguish how they've either, somehow won a game or that they're trying to win a game. It's because you're losing and you can't figure out a way to figure it out by yourself off of athletic talent, determination, and just perseverance. It's just a lack of determination,
Integrity.
perseverance, integrity, whatever you want to call it. That person's just lazy and they don't want to win the correct way. So I just wanted to address that quote because it's ludicrous. And yes, do I think they filmed them and they should be punished? Absolutely. I think they should be
That's
punished
fair.
even harsher because they can definitely point out the fact that was not the only game. And people being like, well, why would they do that to the Browns and Bengals? It's like, if you watch that video, there's no way in your right mind you could be like, oh, they were, the camera was just pointed over there. It was on, It was a mistake. No, that
They were
guy
cheating.
That guy
It's
was
that simple.
guilty as hell. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So,
But like you said, take away all the cheating scandals, Deflategate, Spygate, whatever. Take it all away. Does it change anything? Are they losing games because they don't have
To
0.2
some people,
PSI less than a football?
It changes some people's perception of what it took to win the games, and it's very
Thank
easy
God
for
I'm
the
not some
haters
people.
and for the outside world to just, like
well,
Curtis said,
Josh, you can say, it doesn't take shape. And, the one the Pats fans point out is the Colts game because it was an absolute blowout. But then you go back on, the early Super Bowls, and, well, actually pretty much every Super Bowl we've had has been a one-score game, last-second field goal, something like that. So, yeah, it absolutely could play out in those games. Do you take those away? Is there one thing, that led to a turnover, that led to them an interception that they knew the schematic because they were filming them that entire year? Maybe. I can't be the one to say it didn't for 20 years worth of this possibly going on. And
Ernie Adams.
One
man, Ernie Adams.
I just wanted to address that because Bill's not sneaking one past me, and he ruined Tom Brady being a Patriot his whole career, and maybe this is why Tom left. Who knows? Maybe Tom didn't want this crap, following him, and he said, I'm going to go down to Tampa, I'm going to win a Super Bowl, and it's going to be clean as hell.
Hold that thought. I got a timeout, and I think I know what Josh is going to say. There was a leak. Go ahead, Josh, because I know what you're going to say.
No, please, no, you go.
I think you know the story better than me. You're our guest. Take it away.
No, go ahead. Now, I'm going in a different direction than you are, so you go first.
Okay, what I was going to talk about is I believe I heard somewhere, I don't know if it's from Josh, that there was a Alex Guerrero post from his Instagram that was clearly meant to be a direct message to somebody privately that he posted either on his story or a post that was basically, I don't know the exact, verbiage or anything like that, but it sounded like he was trying to say something along the lines of, well, that's how we did it here. I think I can get you in touch with this person. There was some shady business going on, and he deleted it right away, and we thought that it had something to do with footballs. I'm not gonna discredit Brady. I'm not throwing him under the bus. There's just some shady business going on with that guy. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not an Alex Guerrero kind of guy. He does nothing for him. If anything, he taints Brady. That's my opinion.
Now, Drew, you bring that up. You just throw that in the muck with no source, no anything.
No,
but
I got nothing.
Alex Guerrero hasn't been in the Patriots organization the entire time Brady has been there. And it's not like this just started up recently when Alex Guerrero was there. It's been
I'm
there
not saying
for
that
years.
The entire,
Well, don't sidetrack us then with this.
I'm not trying to sidetrack you. I'm trying to tell you that you guys are trying to say that Brady isn't the problem. I'm thinking that he's part of the problem.
Maybe that's why he got out.
Because his sidekick, Alex Guerrero, is trying to bring some of these scandals to Tampa Bay, and I can't wait till they're exposed for the frauds that they are. Because the entire franchise is frauds. Gronk's a fraud. Brady's a fraud. People keep coming at me. Jason Ladoff comes at my throat for getting the jersey. It's a $20 jersey from China, and I like the jersey. Okay? Do I like the Bucks? Not for a second.
That is kind of weird that you don't like the idea of him being on the Bucks, but you got a jersey. That's
I like Tom Brady. I will always like him. It was almost like a thank you gift to him Thank you for everything that you've done.
Even though
It's
you
like-
bought it through
it's like
China and it didn't go, any of the proceeds didn't go to the NFL/him.
I would never support the NFL. No, I'd rather support China.
But you saying you support Brady, like, that doesn't, because it in no way gets kickback. Like, the NFL shop.
I don't think he needs any % of the sales from this jersey.
No,
I'm not
doesn't.
trying to support him
But-
financially. In my own right, it's almost like I'm buying him. It's almost like a gravestone. Like I'm going to, Greeley's and getting down on my knee and, saying thank you for your service and everything that you've done for me. That's, in my mind, why I bought it.
Okay, well, we'll wrap it up there. Josh, before you go again here, we need your Woman of the Week. We've changed from Boy of the Week because we've switched to season 2, and it's Woman of the Week.
It's not going to be Katie. So give me a second to think. So I'm on the spot here.
Yeah, absolutely. We were hoping
Woman
you
of
wouldn't
the
go Katie, because that would have kind of been
that's easy.
yeah.
Would you like me to go while you wait?
She's there.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
She's your Woman of the Week 365, 24/7. We don't need that.
Right.
Drew, fire.
Please. Yeah.
Mine is, I'm going to go off the cuff here. I don't know how I haven't said it earlier. My dog, Belle, golden retriever, 12 years old, sweetheart of a girl, man's best friend, loves her food, loves her walks on the beach, just like all of us do. Love her to death, and she is just rolling through her. About to be a teenager soon, rolling right through. She loves life, and so shout out to Belle. If you know me, you know I love my dog.
That's an all-time Woman of the Week right there. I like that one.
Hall of Fame.
Josh, are you ready, or you want me to go?
You can go. Go ahead.
All right. Mine's going to be a run-of-the-mill, middle-of-the-road one that not a lot of people are going to disagree with here. It's going to be Mila Kunis. I'm going with this from Friends with Benefits type of Mila Kunis with JT in that movie. She's fantastic in that one. So that's going to be my Woman of the Week. Also, of course, from That 70s Show, but I digress. Josh, we've given you some thought here. Let's hear what you got.
Did you pick Mila Kunis because of the Barstool article posted today with the picture of her and JT laying in bed? Is that what sparked that memory in that movie?
No, I'm going to be honest with you, Josh. I've been off a Barstool for a while now. I don't visit the site very much anymore. I just see a couple of the posts either on Twitter or Instagram, the short vids. I'm a pizza review guy and pretty much nothing else. Like, other than that, it's mostly crap that I don't care to hear about.
We love Gay Pat, though. Shout out Gay Pat.
Yeah, coming down to Fiesta, hopefully 2021.
So shout out Gay Pat.
All right, Woman of the Week, Scarlett Johansson.
How
Mama.
did I not think of you picking this one? That's so easy.
That was too easy.
The staple.
Huge movie coming out, Black Widow coming out. I'm a big Marvel guy. Kurt knows this. Movie's been delayed. COVID.
Yeah.
I didn't think anything could stop the Marvel train, but here we are. A fucking virus. Anyway, I don't know when it comes out. Maybe November. I can't wait. It's going to be great. Scarlett Johansson, Woman of the Week.
Now, who is the other Avenger? Wanda. What's her, the actress's name? Do you know the actress's name? Because she would be up there for,
she's
another...
an Olsen girl. Elizabeth Olsen, maybe?
Is that who it is? Okay, because she's
I think so.
A future Woman of the Week, maybe, because going up against ScarJo ain't easy, and she does it pretty flawlessly.
We'll see.
All right, Josh. Thanks for coming on the pod. Me and Drew are going to wrap up here. We'll be in touch.
Sounds great.
Peace. All righty, Drew. Let's wrap this one up. Put it in the brown paper bag. Ship it off to work tomorrow. It's Dad Joke of the Week time. What do you got?
This one is again brought to you by Gloucester Gear. Wear what the locals wear. This one was submitted by Harry Azzaro again. He's on a hot streak. He's on a hot streak, folks. Don't let him get 3 in a row. We need more fan involvement. We need more submissions. This is actually from his girlfriend, Olivia, so shout out Olivia. And here goes nothing. Why do cows have udders instead of feet? Because they lactose. Lactose. It's a little bit of a play on words.
That's a good one.
When I first heard it, I laughed out loud. Probably because I have slight lactose intolerance.
Oh, God. Yep. You are the placebo lactose intolerant guy. You have ice cream 7 times a week, yet you think you're lactose intolerant.
And I even picked it for one of my cheat meals of the week last week, and it's just, again, perseverance, like we talked about with Cam Newton and the Pats and them. You just got to sometimes grind through. You want that ice cream that bad, you got to deal with the consequences.
That's
so,
true.
Thank you, Olivia, for that dad joke. That's a great one.
I've been putting on quite the performance, as you said last week on the ice cream front. I did have a couple Chick-fil-A milkshakes, 2 in one day the other day, and I pretty much haven't went a day within the past week without some form of ice cream. So
holy shit!
here
I
we
didn't
are.
know Chick-fil-A had ice cream. So
well, it's not. It's a milkshake. I get the cookies and cream or the chocolate. If you get a vanilla, liven up a little and live.
I have while we're here, hold on. Best milkshake. Give it to me, Kurt. Best one you've ever had.
Oof. Best milkshake. That's going to be Nick's
I
roast
feel like
beef.
you might
It's
say
Nick's
Nick's.
roast beef. Yeah, it's
I knew
by
you were
far.
gonna say Nick's.
Chocolate,
They got good
Nick's roast
milkshakes.
beef. And you could get the chocolate strawberry. You can mix them. You can get a chocolate and vanilla, but I think they just call it the black and white, and it's fantastic. What's
Very
yours?
Mine is Richardson's in, I believe, Middleton, Mass.
Yep, driving range Richardson.
Driving range. Yep, Middleton. I just get a classic chocolate frap, and it is absolutely the balls.
So when you said what's your favorite milkshake, I started getting like frap in my mind, but then I was like, no, I know there's one in my mind right now, and it's Nick's roast beef. There's nothing like it.
It's solid.
It's that machine. I don't think that other ones aren't just as good, but that machine, I've never had one that tastes like it does from that machine specifically.
It's almost like it's a I don't know how to describe it. It's like a hybrid. Because when you're behind the counter or when you're in front of the counter, it looks like a soft serve machine coming out into the cup.
It does.
But it's a little bit finer and thinner than soft serve ice cream. It's a very interesting consistency, but we love them.
Yeah, and you can if you get it right out of that machine, you can't drink it for the first couple minutes because it just won't go through that straw. It's too thick.
Too damn thick.
It's like a frap in that way, and that's why I love it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll finish off here with the late, great Arnold Palmer, a former Coastie, was in the Coast Guard back in the day for a little bit, before he went on to a very successful golf career, one of the best, one of the greats. He said, "Success depends less on strength of body than upon strength of mind and character." Maybe Josh should look into that one for that just horrid quote he gave us. That's it from TBBLC. Pat from last year, play us out.
What's for lunch? TBBLC.
Stay in your seat.
What's for lunch today? Sausage. Brown bag.
The Brown Bag Lunch Crew.